Hey guys, happy Saturday. Hope everyone's weekend is going well so far. And welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, if you notice, the red convertible is gone. So, lady came and picked it up today, and we had a pretty long discussion about her oil pressure and stuff like that. Kind of made sure she understood what to look for and, kind of keep an eye out for, and prepared her for the fact that she may have to replace her engine at some unknown point in the future. It could be years. We don't know. But told her, you know what, enjoy your car. Don't, take it on a road trip to New York. But, I think she'll be fine, honestly. Mostly just cruising around locally. I think she wants to take it out to the beach and around Orange. She just lives in Orange, a mile or two from our shop here. So yeah, I think she'll be able to have a lot of fun with it. And I told her just keep an eye on the oil pressure idiot light. For the most part, as long as when you increase engine RPMs, if it's on at a stop sign, stop light, if the pressure light goes out, you're probably okay-ish. And then I told her also look at the gauge and ideally wanting to see like over 20 or so when driving it. So she kind of knows now, and so sent her off armed with that info, and we'll see how it goes. I wish her luck with the car and be happy to help her out with it if she decides to put a new motor in it down the road. Anyway, so other than that convertible, worked on this one some today and worked on this guy. So let's start with the 52 here. I think I was mentioning to you guys that I was done up front here, the wiring and so on. So I went ahead and put in his front trunk liner. So this is what I was talking about. They're basically like a 3-piece liner, and you can see the rivets there holding it together. So pretty cool. Very, kind of primitive and functional looking as far as, covering this area here. So you could throw, I don't know, I guess a little suitcase or something there, but yeah, that's it. Went ahead and installed that. And just, there had a bunch of like random hardware and stuff down here that didn't get used. So yeah, pretty much got his whole front trunk compartment ready to go, other than, obviously putting the spare in it. I don't know if I showed this or not before. So I think this is a reproduction, but still very cool. So no gas gauge on these cars. This is how you checked it. Literally a dipstick for the gas gauge. So super cool. I actually need to pick one of those up for my split window. So I did that on this one. And the other thing I did, which there's not really any show and tell for per se, is that I hooked up his heater boxes. So they're connected now. So when you pull the little knob, so on these early cars, the heater is right there. And you literally like pull that thing up and give it like a, maybe not quite a quarter turn twist, and it locks it into that position, and twist it back and push it down, and that turns the heater off. So super primitive and awesome. The other thing I did was I checked his transmission oil, and it seemed to be fairly bone dry. So I don't know, I guess somebody must have drained it out when they pulled the transmission out at whatever point they put all the hot rod stuff in, because I can't imagine it had been driving around with no transmission oil in it. But anyway, on these, it's kind of cool. You fill the oil through this little, little cup-shaped deal off to the side of the transmission, versus the later ones where there's like a plug that goes in from the side. So yeah, full crash box here. Easy way to tell those from later split case transmissions is that they're smooth. They don't really have any ribs on them at all, versus like what's in say from Zwitter's, which is late 52 and up, still split case, but with ribs on the transmissions. Easiest way to tell them apart. Anyway, so yeah, I went ahead and topped that thing off. So I think everything underneath here is done. That was kind of the last couple things, was checking and putting oil in the transmission, hooking the heater boxes up. I think we're all done under here. So I don't know, we'll see. I may go ahead and throw some wheels and tires on this thing very soon and take it for its little maiden voyage here. We'll put around the parking lot with it. Maybe early next week. We'll see. This car is almost done. So after I finished up with this one, sorry, let me just pause here for a second, because wow, these cars are so badass. Love it. Okay, enough gloating over how cool split windows are. Also very cool are convertibles. And so this one, I took it for a road test today out on the actual street. And it felt very sluggish, like really sluggish. I mean, it's a 36 horse, so you expect them to be kind of sluggish, but it's like almost like it had a lot of grunt kind of taking off and then just didn't have anything more. And so brought it back, and of course the first thing I checked was the ignition timing, and I don't think I had ever timed this car. Again, the motor had been built and put together and obviously run at some point, because you could tell that the one heat riser had heat in it. But yeah, like everything with this car, need to check everything. So I checked the timing. It had 0 advance. It was basically set to static timing was basically set to top dead center. And so that would explain why it was pretty much a complete turd. So I went and bumped it up to about 10 degrees static timing, which is about right for these. 7.5, I think, is maybe what the manual calls for, but a couple of degrees more. Usually they love it. And so yeah, check that. Seems to be running much better now. Took it for another test spin after I did that. Car feels great for a 36 horse. And what else? Yeah, took care of that. Straightened out his steering wheel and put his horn button on. So this is for anyone at Wolfsburg West. If you guys are watching, please make horns for these cars, especially 6-volt cars that sound right. Love the fact that you guys make horns for these cars, but they sound completely wrong. And I wish that I had a Wolfsburg West horn to show you, but just take a listen to this. That's what a V-dub horn is supposed to sound like. So it would be awesome if they made them that actually sounded like that. Plus theirs are like really small. The stock ones are enormous. Lots of opportunity there. I think they would sell them, especially if they looked correctly as far as the grill on them and stuff like that. So anyway, little, little shout out there to Wolfsburg West, and a little plea for them to make horns that look and sound correct. So I think that was it. Took it actually for a couple spins around the block, and did a little tuning and stuff on it after that. The carburetor was set very rich at idle. Pretty much these carburetors have 2 adjustments on them, idle speed and then idle mixture, and I don't think I had touched either of them. So the idle mixture was very fat, very rich, and so leaned that out, and that actually brought the idle speed up some more, and then adjusted it and stuff like that. So yeah, idle speed's great now, running good, feels like a pretty normal 36 horse, sounds amazing. So yeah, there you go. I think this car is down to literally minute details now. I still need to get the knob for the semaphore switch, and that might actually be it. Oh, I know, the center tunnel mat. I need to put that on, and then I need to attach the seat belts in the middle here. They already have holes drilled in the pan, just a matter of attaching those after that tunnel mat goes in. So yeah, I think this guy can probably take this thing next week. And I think he said he does have a paint shop. So my client has a paint shop, so I think he's going to take care of this dent here, which I know is bugging a lot of you, but it's not really for me to take care of. He's going to do it. And then there's some other little paint issues back here. He's going to take care of all that stuff. Crack here, bubble here. I don't know what's going on there. I think there might have been a little something on this side too. Yeah, another little crack. Anyway, so yeah, paint and body on this car. That's not our deal on this one. But we have got it running and driving great. It did actually, I think, settle some more after driving it some more. The car definitely sits a little high, but I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. I did everything I could on the front end to loosen it up, so to speak, but I think something on there may still be binding a little bit. I don't really know what's going on there, but it's kind of beyond the scope of what I can do. If this was a car that I was doing a complete restoration on, I'd probably tear the whole front end out and replace it. because it's definitely stiffer than it should be. But, you know, the car is sitting pretty level now. I think even the back, you know, is a little high, but I think I'm going to leave it instead of having a rake with the front end up. To me, that would look worse than sitting a little high like it is now with a little positive camber. You know, the cars did have a little camber from the factory, little positive camber. So it's not too far off from how they sort of came. So it's pretty much going to stay like this. Anyway, that is it for today, everyone. I do have a video of driving this car on the road. I'll post that up, if not today, then tomorrow. And I may have another video squirreled away of a car that the owner called me, and at the time I was very busy, and so I sent him to my neighbor's shop, Leo, who you guys probably had me mention him before, but pretty unique car, and I do have a couple videos of it I may also post up this weekend. So anyway, keep your eyes on the channel this weekend. Try and post a couple more videos other than today's day in the life. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.